I was quite struck when I made the video about the Moog Labyrinth recently that a labyrinth could be the sort of centerpiece to a live improvised jamming system based on a few clever little design principles that are in the labyrinth, and especially based on these two sequencers that power the whole thing. And what I'm doing here is a little test for my own interest, but I thought you might be interested to kind of see this too, which is this very idea. What happens if you put a labyrinth at the center of a live modular system and you supported it with some complex voices? Complex voices like the Plaits, in this case the Rovid, or the Braids, in this case the micro braids. Because of the blend control, we have sort of two distinct pathways, and we can inject things into those pathways. So for example, here on the wavefolding side, I have just its built-in oscillators. But here on the filter side, I'm feeding the output of a little crossfader module by Beat Boop, which is in turn being fed by Braids and Plaits. And I can choose one or the other. And so in this way, I've got this option of just going, let's completely transform the synth's voice by just blending from one voice to the next. Like that. Really cool. And I can then blend between which of the digital oscillators I choose as well. Do you see? So it's like this kind of fork, this like junction box. I can send different sounds in and blend from different ones to the other. And during a set, I might be like, ooh, hell, okay, right. So I'm now on the Labyrinth's voice. Let's just find something. I'll go completely deaf into Braids. Let's try STX times 3. STX3. It's been so long, I've forgotten what all the modes are. Oh, that's not doing very much, is it? Sounds like we should give it a trigger. Let's do that from the second sequencer. Oh, nice. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Then I can blend just a little bit of that and the built-in voice. Apply mimeophone. We need to skew mimeophone. That's nice. And then the whole thing is using the sequences. I have got sequencer 1 controlling Plaits, sequencer 2 controlling Braids, and obviously the sequencers can also control its own internal voice. Plus, everything is going through the labyrinth, so we use the labyrinth's EG trig mix. And I can choose from one side to the other. I can flip bits. It's really powerful, like, I think the labyrinth's gonna be, this is gonna be its strength. This is gonna be how most people use it, I think. I believe pairing it with some digital oscillators is just gonna give you like the absolute best time with this thing. And that's what I would pair it with. This isn't synced. Is that the sync input? That's the sync input, isn't it? Yeah, mate. And then blend back to that. It sounded so good to introduce that with the blend. It's quite discordant, that thing, so I'll keep it low. I like hearing that, like wow, wow, wow. Increase the FM amount. turn up the VCO level. The VCOs drive internally beyond the midpoint and square off. That's something I didn't really mention in the other video. I haven't even touched the range or corruption. Just from the option of blending between like 3 different voices and changing what they're doing, that is already by itself a hell of a lot of stuff. I'd probably want to add like more percussion. I'd be using marbles to create hats and you know, all this other good stuff that you would bring in to elevate the moment. I've got loads of stuff in this case that I could kind of actually start doing that. I think it's Braids at the bottom. Oh no. It's this. Something I've only just discovered on the Kickane, and thank you Jason from Nobula for telling me, if you put dip switch 4 up, you can make the trigger into a kick mute. Good module this. Where the hell's that like hat coming from? I think we should tap the sequencer outputs. That's the 1 volt proactive here. Is it that one, the timbre? So we get a bit of animation of timbre. Back over to the weird built-in oscillators. Let's change these. I've just naffed the tuning on here. That's probably not going to sound very good. Oh well. Oh, that kind of works, doesn't it? Oops, that is absolutely not what I meant to do, but that's what practice is for. Can't be good all the time. Make it sound intentional. Don't overcook those repeats. Darken the delay. This is Mimeophone. Also, I'm currently using the Draw Analog DIM module, which I got sent. Thank you, Draw Analog. This DIM module has a magic trick up its sleeve. Yes, these are CV controlled lights. I am not joking. And so I'm going to send them to the Labyrinth CV. Apologies if you have photosensitive epilepsy. Look away. Let's turn this light off. I mean, that's fun, isn't it? That's ridiculous. I don't know if that makes it easier. It actually weirdly kind of simulates, you know, being in a club, right? Completely freely tuning my oscillators. What could possibly go wrong? Oh yes, mate. turn down the oscillators. Blend. Nope. Let's find a weirder, more like gronky sort of sound. There you go. That's Plaits. I really need some hats. I am missing hats. That's the thing, isn't it? So, hello, hang on, house lights are on, everyone go home, get out. Out, it's 4 a.m, come on, got homes to go to. Yeah, basically, I think if you have a labyrinth, you can have a lot of fun if you have some digital oscillators with variable modes like Braids and Plaits. A crossfading mixer is a very nice thing because it lets you choose one or the other and then feed that into one side of Labyrinth, in this case the filter side, and then the blend control on Labyrinth is amazing. If you only have like one digital oscillator, then wang it into either the folding side or the filtering side, perhaps the filtering side. If it's a digital oscillator, you can make it make bright, weird things. And then you can blend between the two. And it's like a microcosm of having lots of voices all in one voice, because you've got this thing of like, if one thing is audible to the audience, then I have one thing in reserve to move to. It's that idea that in a set, you'll move from one thing to the next. You won't be able to preview it. You just have to kind of, you know, fly by the seat of your pants, which is why I was doing the thing of moving it through really slowly and kind of just listening carefully and being like, does that sound crap? The thing that's about to blend in. And sometimes you can hear that it's slightly discordant, but just the blend does work well enough. And so, yes, this idea of blending between things, that's amazing. The idea of the stepped modulation that's in key, that's amazing. And you've got multiple sequences. I could also have been combining the sequences. Wouldn't that be interesting? I have the T43 here from VPME with its C input, and I could use it to add sequencer 1 to sequencer 2, and then sequence the whole of Labyrinth and my sort of Plaits and Braids with it, and get like, and then do like octave shifts and semitone shifts. I didn't even do any of that. Could do that with the T43. But even just within this, because you've got corruption, you could always just roll the dice and get something new. I really am interested to see more people using Labyrinth like this. I think this is just the coolest thing to do with it. Power your live system for jamming. That's it. I have a Patreon if you want to support. It's linked below. Please consider hopping on for the price of a coffee a month. And we'll see you next time. Cheers, mates. Bye.